I often tell patients, have you ever thought about that we are not in control at all? Oh my God, that freaks everybody out. Well, what do you mean I'm not in control? I can make choices. Yeah, you can make choices and see how that goes. Hello, it's Manuela from the Hikens Health Clinic, and I want to talk to you about something today that I call We Are Being Lived. So I'm working with a lot of people, and I see it in my own personal life all the time with family and friends, that everybody just wants the way they want it, right? Of course, we all want our life to turn out the way we want it to happen. And the older you get, the more you know it's never going to go that way. And so I often tell patients, have you ever thought about that we are not in control at all? Oh my God, that freaks everybody out. Well, what do you mean I'm not in control? I can make choices. Yeah, you can make choices and see how that goes. And by all means, I'm not saying just living in la la land and, being thrown from one to another and so on. That's not what I mean by this. But if we make too many choices and if we actually are too rigid, the rigidity is an important part in this overall thing. If we are too rigid with wanting it the way we want it, we're going to suffer. We are emotionally going to suffer, or, physically something is going to happen to us or to a loved one around us that will put everything upside down and throw everything out of kilter, so that actually where we are meant to go, or where we thought we wanted to go, it's not going to happen, at least not that way. So when I say we are being lived, there is a vibrational energy. I'm sure by now everybody talks about that on the internet, and we all have heard about the universal forces. Some people call it God's forces, vibration. That there is this overall feeling, that we get when we are in a certain situation with certain people, in a job, with whatever. But if you really sit by yourself and reflect, I always say, when people say, well, I want to control things and no, I'm not being lived and I'm in control of my own life, it's the biggest BS that's out there. We can have desires, and we can, if we are truly healthy and driven by love, our road to our desires are quite easy to get to, let's put it that way. But if we are not healthy and we haven't removed all those shocks and traumas in our lives, all those roadblocks, and haven't healed all our unresolved emotions, it's going to be a very rocky road. So what I mean by being lived is, just think about why I'm doing this video right now. I have not written anything down. It's just coming through me, right? The words I'm choosing, the actions, the way my arms fly, everything is coming through me. So where's this coming from? We're not robots. We are not programmed, or programmable, basically. And not yet. Maybe with a ship one day we will be, but that's a totally different story. But by nature, we are flowing vibrational energies, that have a body. And I'm sure people know about that. We are a spirit in our own body, right? In our physical body. So we are not saying, okay, I want to sit here to think a thought or think a word or a sentence that I can say. No, it's been given to us. It's coming through us from the earth forces as well as from the cosmic forces. Everything, if we are living in this authentic flow, everything is coming through us. We are not really in control. We are going with the flow. And whenever we are at a crossroad that this universal flow or cosmic and earth flow that comes through us meets a corner where we are rigid, then it gets problematic. Then we suffer, you know. It's, you know, I had a patient many years ago. She says, I don't want to live anymore. You know, I'm so depressed. I've been depressed for a long time. I want to take my own life. And I said, well, how would you do that? She says, well, I don't know yet. I said, so if you truly don't want to live anymore, I said, just stop breathing. And she starts laughing, right? So I said, yeah, we're not in charge. We are not in charge until, you know, it's time for us to go. We're not in charge. We can't just shut down our organ. We don't have that superpower, right? So where's it coming from? Way beyond us. And the moment you realize that, that is when the healing and the alignment with your authentic self, your femininity, your masculinity, can all come into tandem flow. And then you can start creating, not if you just want or need or that kind of stuff. There are two things I always tell patients. If we are driven by anything else but love, we need treatment. We need to heal that. If we are driven by love and we make a decision out of love without an expectation of the outcome, that is the universal flow we are in, because we are just taking up the universal forces and passing them through us to the next human being, to the nature around us, to other vibes, you know. But if we are making any decisions and are driven by fear, by guilt, by shame, by insecurity, by sadness, by all these things, if we are making decisions on those things, then we try to be in control. And believe me or not, it's going to backfire, because I was there too. And sometimes, sure, I'm still there. I'm human, right? So it's an ever evolution, even for myself. But I'm very conscious of that. So the moment it backfires to me, I can change it again and very easily heal, you know, and move into a different direction. Now, if for some of you it might not be as easy to shift directions, then reach out to me. You know, I have this 12-step program. I'm working with people together in order to discover their true authentic self, to be a creative human being, to, you know, live the best life you will ever live. All right. Follow me on YouTube, on the Halcon Self Clinic, as well as on Facebook, and reach out. Love to hear from you. Bye.